Hello, and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the audio edition, the edition for people who do not want to be distracted. They want to focus on manifesting. They want to make their imagination stronger. And the best way to do it is through audio, believe it or not. If you are looking at any kind of moving pictures, we will call that generically video. You tend over a period of time to let your imagination, that's another word for it, let your imagination surrender to the pictures on the screen. What that does is weaken your imagination because you're letting the screen tell you what the pictures are. Now, if you're watching a movie or something like that, that's important because it gives a frame of reference. Got it. But we spend a lot of our times in front of the boob tube, and I say that generically. Not just for movies, but for everything. And you get in kind of a passive state. This is not passive. This is active, but in a very quiet sort of a way. You, just looking at the screen here and seeing a static picture of the layout of cards for today, eventually begin to get into some sort of an alpha state. It's like hypnosis. At that point, when you hit the alpha state, now you are open and receptive to the messages. You have a chance to let the images come to you because all of the images in this tarot reading are very individual, independent. That is to say, let's say there's just for easy numbers, 100 people viewing. Every one of those 100 people will have a different image of what I'm talking about. And that's important because it is exciting and activating their imagination. It's not something up on a screen where you all see the same thing. This is a possibility for you to extend your imagination, to dig deep, to hit your subconscious, because that's what manifesting is all about, touching your subconscious. So you see on the screen here, 2 levels of cards, a lower level, upper level. The middle cards on both levels are significant. Let's begin right up front with the Oracle card, No Place Like Home. No Place Like Home. We're familiar with that, especially if you are, I believe, was The Wizard of Oz where Judy Garland said that, but there probably was other situations where this has become prevalent or known. But there is no place like home. Why? Well, you could say, well, that's where your heart is, and that is true, but let's look a little bit deeper, another layer in. It's literally where your soul is. It is where all of your programming, or virtually all of it, comes from. When we're little, we do not have any filters. And so we take in everything we see and we hear as being honest, truthful, dependable. And we're comforted in that. Usually. But not everything that we picked up when we were little serves us well. So when it says no place like home, I am looking in a deeper sense, your core, your spirit. Yes, it is where your heart is. But take the word heart and broaden it to where your soul, your spirit, where you are touched in your deepest level. No place like home. Pretty interesting. All right, so let's go left, front row. We have the Star card. I love to start with this because Star card for me is healing. It's hope, it's guidance, it's inspiration, and it's harmony. Things in balance. Life is like water, very fluid. Many times, and especially in the past 3 years, many times that has been uncomfortable. Because people have been trying to cup the water in their hands, to hold on to what they had, water being emotion. Hold on to what you were comfortable with. But if you ever tried to hold water in your hand, it's virtually impossible. We've learned that over the past 3 years. 2023 is a year when all of us in our own individual ways begin now to step out of the shell and begin to think for ourselves, feel for ourselves, be for ourselves, and not in a selfish way, not a narcissistic way, but in an awareness way. literally taking responsibility for your life. And I know that sounds onerous and I know it sounds burdensome, but it simply means being conscious, being aware, not just looking like that TV screen at the pictures, but being conscious and aware like you're doing now with the tarot reading. That's why I do audio. It conditions you to really pay attention, but in a very non-pushy way, if there is such an expression. If not, I just coined it. We'll throw it out right away. But nevertheless, the Star card allows that healing, allows you to get to the place where your heart is. And to emphasize that, we have the King of Cups. Kings across the board always come up with the pronouncements, whatever their specialty is. King of Hearts, of course, emotion. And when we're doing this kind of reading, right, manifesting, that means you. Do you love yourself? If you don't do it, King says, love yourself, because you cannot love anybody else. And you can't get to where your heart is. You can't get to the peace like home. The place like home. And that's really what we're talking about, the place of peace. So yes, it's where your heart is, but on a much deeper level. And the King says, go do it. And the way that you do it, love yourself first. Then, the next card over, you can get the Ten of Cups. Everybody loves the Ten of Cups. It's happiness. It's again, literally, if I had to pick a card out of tarot to fit this card here, no place like home, this is the card. Yeah, Oracle card, no place like home, and the Ten of Cups, exact match. And that's where you're headed. Also, with the Empress right next to the Ten of Hearts, it says you looking for abundance. And it doesn't mean, again, please, 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 when we say abundance, don't think of things. That's what's gotten us in this trouble. We've gotten so lazy. You know, boy, they got you with the comfort stuff and the technology. Ooh, if you do this, you can do this. Ooh, look at this. You have to talk. Ooh, you have to. And they just kind of fuzz everything. Hit you with so many different things so often, which is what they're doing right now. All kinds of disasters, all kinds of surprises. The ETs are coming. Oh, my God. It's all meant to distract. And that separates you from where your heart is. That separates you from your home. And so when the Empress talks about abundance, she means abundance in a more 5D sense. But you can feel it in the 3D. Somebody who has a sense of abundance, no matter what their material ranking, somebody has that peace. You can't use money to buy peace. You can't use money to buy happiness. You can't use money to buy love. You can't even use money really to buy health. I've known people who were very, very wealthy who died anyway. We all do. So you are looking for that place that money cannot buy. There is no place at home. And the cards on the bottom, the Star talks about healing. The King talks about loving yourself, getting to a happy place with the Ten of Cups, a place of abundance for you. Again, don't think simply materially. Think much deeper than that. So let's go up to the second row. First card out. I love it, love it, love it. My favorite card, Sun card, because the Sun card illuminates. It brightens. It strengthens. It is a beautiful card. All right? Clarity, vitality. It's got it all. It's got it all. And as I often say, because this is the time of year, I live in the Northern Hemisphere, and this is the time of year where it is gray most of the time, and you hit that first day after a long period. Could be 3 days, could be 3 weeks. You never know up here. But that first day when the sun comes out, man, you see smiles on everybody's faces. Everybody. The sun revitalizes, energizes, and that's what you're looking to do in your life. To find that place where your heart is. There's no place like home. And the bottom row told you how to get there. So then next up we have two knights. Knights always deliver gifts. First we have the Knight of Swords, clear thinking, forward thinking, being logical. And then the Knight of Pentacles. You can be logical because you have a good, strong value system. You know what's what for you. You know what's important and why. But guess what? You got a choice to make. You always do. But the card here is the Lovers. That's originally what it was in the original tarot, as far as we can tell, the Lovers. Yes, it talks about relationships, harmony, union, but choices. Choices. You have to make a choice. How are you going to find the place where your heart is? How are you going to find that place like home? Because there is no place like home. Where are you going to find that home in you? Are you going to even allow yourself to find home? It reminds me of the movie, E.T., right? E.T. Phone Home. That's what you're doing right now. You have the opportunity. Because right now, the center card up top is the Five of Hearts, or Five of Cups. Same difference. Five of Cups is bereavement, it's loss, it's sadness, it's grief. It's living in the past. And I say living in the past because, as you can see, hopefully here, this person is looking at 3 cups spilled on the ground, the contents, but there are 2 cups, full cups behind him. There's a bridge, and you can't see it in this card, but there's a castle, there's safety. There is his home. It is within reach, but he's focused on what he doesn't have or lost rather than what he can have and moving forward. Cross the bridge to home. So you have a choice. You can work on the healing, loving yourself, expecting abundance, positivity in your life, vitality, energy, or not. It's your option. And that may be something that you work on for the entire year, all of 2023. That may be the big decision. After this last 3 years, it should be pretty obvious what home looks like or feels like for you. Are you going to reach out? You're going to grab it. You're going to do something about it. Lover's card says it's your choice. And the center card of the 4 cups up top says don't focus on what is lost. It ain't coming back. But you got those 2 full cups of the bridge and the castle behind you. You can do this. I know. And what makes that card especially interesting is you really can't see the castle, the refuge, the home for him. You can see the 2 cups standing up full. You can see the bridge, but you can't see his destination. Maybe you can't see your destination yet. Just remember, there's no place like home. Go where your heart, your spirit leads you this year. You won't go wrong. So that is today's tarot reading. Back again tomorrow with another manifesting tarot reading. Hope you're here with me. It's always better when you're here. You know that. I tell you every single day. I don't want you to forget. You are special. But between now and the next time you and I have a chance to do tarot together, peace and blessings.